Hey everybody, Matumbo here. Welcome back to the channel, and we are playing some more Historic here on Magic Arena. And today we have a fun little brew that I threw together just a little while ago, hoping that it does what it's supposed to do. But real quick, before we hop into today's deck, as always, just a quick reminder: if you enjoy the channel and you're not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and check out all of the cool links in the descriptions down below, and give this video a like if you don't mind. But yeah, that's all we're going to say. And let's hop right into today's deck. We are calling this deck Double Up. This deck is really focusing on putting counters on creatures, just getting to beef up a couple of creatures really big and then just getting in. Doubling Up, it really comes from Branching Evolution. This another cool card from JumpStart that says if one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, twice that many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. So this is just going to allow us to really beef up some creatures and just really get in there for a lot of damage, hopefully. So what are we playing in order to really take advantage of this? Well, we have a bunch of essentially 1-drops, or some of them are X spells, so we're really not counting those. So let's actually, you know what? Let's move. Well, these are technically 1-drops, so we move those around. Let's talk about some really cool interactions in this deck first. So first off, again, we're going to revisit Conclave Mentor. We actually saw this last week sometime when we played our Legendary Beats deck. This says when one or more +1/+1 counters on it would be put on any creature we control, we get that many +1/+1 counters we control, or that get put on it. So if we play a Stone Coil for 1, it's actually going to come in for 2. If we play it for 2, it's going to come in for 3, and so on. It's a really cool interaction with Branching Evolution, so we're going to get a ton of counters when we play our creatures. So that's why we really want to take advantage of these, along with the Ozolith. The Ozolith, again, anytime a creature that we control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, it gets put on Ozolith, and then during right at the beginning of our combat step, we actually get to move all the counters from the Ozolith onto one of our creatures. So if we have, Branching Evolution in play and Ozolith has 5 counters on it, we're going to be putting 10 counters on something. So this is just going to be able to really grow our creatures out of control, and it's going to force our opponent to just constantly deal with whatever giant threat. So if they're able to actually remove our threats one at a time, every time we just play a threat after that, our threats are just getting exponentially bigger and bigger every turn, and it's gonna force them to deal with it, or they're just gonna lose. Because some of our creatures, when they have so many counters on them, like Pelt Collector, for instance, when Pelt Collector has 3 or more counters on it, it has Trample. So this is going to be really hard to deal with if this is like a 15/15. Same with Stone Coil Serpent. This has Trample in itself and protection from multicolored. So can't get bounced with Teferi, and if this thing is like a 15/15, they're going to be taking a lot of trample damage. We are also visiting, again, Mikaeus. Mikaeus was also from our Legendary Beats deck that we played. This deck, or this card, comes into play with X/1/1 counters on it. We can remove a counter to put a counter on each of our creatures. So if we're doing just that +1, everything's getting +2/+2, or if we're doubling it up, I mean, we can 2 and then into 4, so it gets pretty crazy. And then we also have Wildwood Scourge. This is kind of a cool card from M21. It's an uncommon. It doesn't have any evasion like Trample or Fighting, but this says anytime one or more counters are put on another non-Hydra creature, we get this thing gets a +1/+1 counter. So if we play this for 1 on turn 1, and then on turn 3, we play something like a Stone Coil Serpent, and we just pay 1 mana into it, this is going to be a 1/1, but then this is going to get a +1/+1 counter because this got a counter. There's just a really cool interactions. We can go turn 1 Pelt Collector, turn 2 a 1/1 Wildwood Scourge, which does not grow the Pelt Collector, but then on turn 3, if we played a Stone Coil Serpent, let's say for 3, we could do a lot of create. Like, let's say on turn 3 we actually Conclave Mentor, and then Stone Coil for 1, which becomes a 2, which grows Pelt Collector into a 3, which grows Wildwood Scourge even bigger. It's just, there's a lot of crazy synergies in this deck. And then we also have Heroic Interventions for board wipe. We're playing 4 of these because it is pretty important since we don't have a ton of threats in our deck. And then we have Champion of Lambholt. This card is really cool. I really wanted to try this card out. Another cool Jumpstart card. Creatures with power less than Champion of Lambholt's power can't block creatures you control. And whenever any creature enters the battlefield under our control, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So we're going to grow this really big, and then our opponent won't be able to block any of our creatures anyway. So we're going to see how that goes. We're going to wrap it up. We have 3 copies of Bazriket. We're going to be able to put counters on our creatures. We have a Johnny. We're going to be able to put counters on our creatures and our planeswalkers. And then we are ending this with 24 land. Pretty straightforward. Nothing special about our lands. We got shock lands, we got check lands, we got 3 Fable Passages, and we're filling out the rest with basics. So we've pretty much hit on everything. Stay tuned till the end of the games. We're going to hit up in the wrap-up, talk about what we liked and what we didn't like, and we will see you guys soon. All right, well, we are going to double up on some counters. Using Ozolith. Ozolith, tomato, potato, tomato, whatever you want to call it. We're doing it. We're going to put as many counters as possible on creatures. I think I said possibles with an S on the end of it. So, I don't know why. Probably because it's so early in the morning. Andarium. And I'm fully expecting this deck not to be very good. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and keep this. Our cat is trying to get in the counter. Jinx, come on. Stop being crazy. Oh, she's mastered the counters, guys. We're going to go ahead and throw this down for 1. This is gonna seriously help grow some He is getting in there. So we definitely do this for 2 here. Start growing these out of proportion. I mean, we're playing against Goblins. It's going to be a tough match, especially once they get the ball rolling. War Chief, yeah. Actually a pretty decent draw there. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and pay life. This out for 3. And do we start in on the attacks? I think we have to. Franco. That's not good. Not good at all. Good thing is, though, this champion is going to potentially prevent them from blocking. So, yep, we're going to go ahead and do this. These are getting out of control pretty quickly. Yeah, you're not blocking unless you're blocking with Krenko. Okay. Okay, so they definitely need a lord. Okay, so they have a lord. They have to full out attack, yep. That's gonna be game. So, unfortunately, even though we ran it up pretty well, we don't have any kind of first strike. We took all the damage. Well, yeah, you can see though how our side of the board could get pretty nutty really quickly. But, I mean, goblins is goblins. And they do what goblins do. Alright. It is time. Hydrate. Let's do it. Oh, man. I'm just going to constantly remind everybody to drink more water. Because it is super important. And we're going to wait for this game to start because magic. There we go. Duca 93. This is going to be a I think we're gonna keep this. I know how strange that looks, but well, of course they're on a ramp plan. So we're still going to get a land here. We're not casting anything on turn one, so they're on a they're on a shrine plan, huh? Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Shrine did nothing. So I think we're going to do this for 2. So next turn, we're actually going to Mikaeus for 1. Or our opponent's going to scoops magoops. Alright, all you graphic designers, need a scoops magoops icon that'll pop up like the heal hydrate. So, scoops magoops, do it. Alright, next game. Alright, on to the next game. Oh man. How's everybody's weekend going so far? Let me know down in the comments below if you're doing anything cool. Love to know what everybody's up to. We are going to keep this. Really don't actually need to play the Fabled Passage since we have 4 lands already. So what are we gonna play here? I think this is still the right move. Really love to get a Nosylith. Black-white vampires? Yeah, it is. Well, we're definitely not blocking that. I'm curious if you'll trade. You will not. Okay. Vampires is going to be a hard matchup. Basically vampires versus X spells. Ooh, veto. Interesting. Do we block? No, still can't block. Yep, you can deal us 4. Oh, perfect. So this for 2. So. I mean, 4 a turn is pretty rough from this vampire. What kind of trick do you have? No blocks. Oh, that was a really good draw. We can do this for 3. So, question is, we attack, he's going to block. You have to use this. I think this is fine. Oh, you're going to pay 4? No, you're going to block with the vampire, right? Dire Moon? I think he's hoping to draw another land so he could win with veto. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what he's hoping for. Ah, he drew it too. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, well. So we're going to take, let's math here. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think we lose still. We have to, I mean, we have to have this mentor die. We're actually going to gain life first. So good game. Wow. Whew. That was close. Thank you for the stack being in the right order. All right, well, we are, again, Looking to double up here. That was a crazy vampire game. Yeah, had to attack full off. I mean, obviously, you probably didn't realize that our mentor gains his life when he dies. It's not really like a really well-known ability. So this is going to be a moment. I think we have to keep. My God, we played against a green deck that didn't play a land or elf on turn 1. Oh man, it's an elves deck that didn't play a. We're probably still gonna get trounced here. Old trouncing. Elves is hard. Elves is hard. God, I totally want to block. He knows that too. I didn't even... Could have just played the Stone Coil there for 0, like I complained about, to grow the champion, but not a good idea. I mean, these elves are just gonna get out of hand so fast. Hit for 5. We're at 14 already. We're actually gonna play. Let's play this. We are gonna play a Stone Quill for 1.
Together we are a crop. We grow or wither as one.
Then we are going to put a counter on. I guess champion.
Now is the time to strike.
Guess we grow the champion. That's fine. I'm glad we didn't put a counter on that. Doesn't really do anything. Winian's elite. Or definitely on the go wide plan. I wonder if they start. No, they don't. Okay, well. Good news. So. Pay 2 life. Do this for 1 again. And then counter there.
My sand will protect.
Play this. Yeah, but we're at such a low life total right now. We block all their big creatures.
We're not destined to fight.
We could hit for 16 unabated. Then we lose on the crackback, so yep. Don't really care about that. But we win here, right? Beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1. Oh, yeah. Yep, we win. Wow, we actually beat Elves. That's crazy. So what we were going to do is we were going to emblem. And then we were going to play the Scourge for 4, essentially. That would have made him a 7/7, this an 11/11. We would have -2'd, give all of our creatures counters. Our creatures would have gotten bigger. We would have gotten a token at the beginning of combat, which would have grown everything again. Twice, actually, over here. And then these would have gotten in unblockable for lethal, just these 2. So we could have attacked with a Stone Coil as well, but that was what we were going to do. Sweet, well, on to the next game. I mean, and honestly though, it had a lot to do with that opponent probably not seeing any Llanowar Elves. You know, it's possible they don't play Llanowar Elves in that deck, but if you're not playing Llanowar Elves in an Elf deck, you're doing it wrong. I mean, I don't have any other explanation than that. You have to play the essentially what is the best elf in an elf deck. So he probably just got unlucky and didn't draw one. This is an interesting hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Assuming we live that long. Chromatic Sphere. What are they playing? This is probably some kind of like combo deck. I don't really see Chromatic Sphere a lot. So we're probably going to... Oh! Wizards of some kind? Is this a wizard? No, it's cleric. Alright, well. Deputy of Detention. Yep, you got it, my friend. Yep, that's unfortunate. We have no way to get rid of that either. Absolutely no way to get rid of it. And yeah, I think we just go ahead and do this for 2. Wizards really needs to fix this templating for when cards get removed. It's been weeks now. They haven't put out an update to fix that. I feel like that really says a lot about their development team. Seems like a very easy fix. So if they have something like a Baron, Meddling Mage, I'm curious. Okay. Yep, got a name Stone Coil. You have another one? No. Would have been good there to get in with Naban. So... no attacks. This Wildward Scourge is going to generate a lot of counters. Just in itself, it's going to be a 4/4, which is going to make the Lambholt a 3/3, and then we just start swinging. Oh, another deputy. Are you kidding me right now? Must be nice to... I dare you to attack with that Meddling Mage. I don't think you thought that one through. Don't think you thought that one through, my friend. In case anybody's wondering, Stone Coil Serpent has protection from multicolor. Meddling Mage being a multicolored card, that is going to be an annoying card. He just drew 6 cards. Yeah, we're not going to win this game, I can tell you that. I really don't want to trade this Scourge for that Gadwick, because he probably just drew another Gadwick. Oh, another Deputy. Yep. Scoops magoops. That's what we're about to do. Ozolith and the Scourge. Must be nice though, getting two cards under each one of these. Is this a wizard? Oh yeah, it sure is. Alright, we drawing a land? If we're drawing a land, we're scooping. Ozolith, that doesn't do anything. So, good game. Good game, my friend. They would just cast a spell, tap our guy down, and then probably swing in for lethal. I'm not even going to count it up, but... Oh, alright, on to the next one. Again, we need that double mint gum sponsor for this double up deck. I don't remember if I mentioned that yet, but definitely need that. We're going to mulligan. We are going to, unfortunately, have to... Oh man, how greedy. Back a land. How greedy is it to put back this land? Again, no, we don't want a Stone Coil. Alright, next turn we Ozolith and Stone Coil for 1. That was a good draw. So now we actually Mikaeus. Or how did that work? Oh, and I just really hope we don't get hit with the Davriel here. Trying to figure out which one he has to kill. Well. I mean, that didn't work out like you wanted it. Obliterator. Oh, great. Well, we attack with Stone Coil. Don't feel like this is a winnable game. Nah, you never know though. If he attacks, he might have another one. We're not gonna block. Didn't you want to attack, huh? So you don't have another one. Another disfigure? No, we're gonna whiff that. So I think, God, we only deal 5 though. So we only deal 5. You have to sacrifice 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just live on. Yep, so I'm fine there. 1, 3, 4, 5. All right. See if we can get there on the back of this. So, yep, I think this is still pretty okay. Good game, my friend. Good game. Player 231654. Good game. Not a lot of... you don't see this a lot with having no land in play and 17 power worth of creatures. Well, 21 power if you're going to count the tokens that are going to go on. Yeah, we just went through an obliterator and just said, F it, go. Cool. Yeah. Alright, well, final boss. Game number 7. This is going a lot better than I thought it would. Lost the Goblins that first game, and then we lost to the Wizards. And not the basketball team either. Who is going to be our boss? Worf. Alright, opponent's going first. This is one of those can do it hands. We're going to see if we can do it. Elves again? Yeah. I like where this is going. I like where that went already. The fact that they had to play a Dwinian's Elite do nothing. Okay. Get to swing in. So, question. I think this is more important. Be 100% honest. This is more important. God, if we draw land. We're not even, I don't even think we're going to focus on playing this branching evolution. Okay, this is a lot of damage coming through. 7, we're at 8. A lot of damage. Actually drill. Seven, 10, 12. We almost have lethal. I think it's right to swing in there. That's fine. You're using all of your mana to get another board. We just block with everything, and then we kill you on the crackback. was like, why can't we block that? Yep. We got there. Well, we got elves. We went against elves again and beat elves. So good to know that this deck might just have elves names, especially with the help of the champion being able to creatures with power less than champion can't block. So got all these tiny people, and yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. All right, everybody, welcome back to the wrap up, and we had a lot of fun. We went 5-2 with this deck. It did better than I thought. We did lose a really close game. I mean, it really was close. If they didn't have the Franco, obviously we would have won. But that Goblins deck, that first game, we lost. And we lost to a Wizards deck where they happened to draw. They had Naban in play, so all their Wizards were going to trigger twice. But they happened to draw 3 deputies, which really hitting twice every time a deputy comes into play is really hard to deal with, especially if you don't have a way to remove any of those deputies. So the only thing we could have done potentially was drawn heroic interventions, but it never really happened, so they got us good. But yeah, we beat elves a couple times, which was actually really good. We stomped over mono black thanks to, just big trampling creatures. Didn't even have any land left in play at the end of the game because we didn't need it. So this deck was a lot of fun. It's not very competitive. It probably does not need the branching evolutions, to be honest with you. That could be just something else. That's probably like a win more card. It's really cool though whenever branching evolutions happen, when you get to start doubling up and going crazy. But again, don't really need it. Really curious as to what other cards we potentially could have put in here. We did toy around with doing like proliferate type effects, like the green-white the raptor that proliferates. It's a 2/3, proliferates when it comes into play. But I just really didn't think that we had enough creatures. I think if we're going to go into a proliferate deck, we would want to play that because he has a pretty good body for 2/3 for 2. But then we probably want to look at playing something along the lines of Evolutionary Sage, something like that. And then we would probably have to up our Mikaeus count to 4. There's just a lot of different builds we could probably turn this into. But I'm pretty happy where this turned out. In no way is this a competitive deck again. This is a fun deck. It does fun things when it gets going, and our opponents can just get really overwhelmed by what we're doing if they don't have any answers. So really fun deck. Give it a try if you have the cards. Not a ton of mythics. Well, I take that back. There's 6 mythics in the deck. There are a ton of rares, so maybe this deck is a little expensive. So if you have the cards, try it out. If not, maybe one day, or maybe you have a bunch of wild cards you're looking to spend. That's up to you. I'm not going to tell you one way or another what to do with your wild cards because everybody has their own style of play. So if you're inclined to play this deck, please let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this deck, what you're going to be changing, what potentially we may have missed. Because again, I liked everything in the deck. It was fun. So yeah, hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Continue to grow, and we are really close to 4,000. We're going to get there soon. It's going to be exciting. And if you haven't yet, join the Discord. We have a lot of fun in there. A ton of discussions going on all the time about every format. We even have some games in there. So yeah, check it out. But you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe. See you next time. Remember, this channel would not exist without such amazing viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for interacting with the channel and helping grow the community. And a very big special thank you to the Patreons listed here for supporting the channel.